Well, howdy folks, welcome back. So today we're going to be working on my Ford F-250. It's a 2011, but that's kind of regardless of on this video here. So what the problem is here is, in the beginning of the video here, I showed you that this valve stem's leaking. If you push a little bit, pull on it, it leaks pretty bad. I come out and the tire was not flat, but it was really low, and I happened to listen and I could hear it leaking there. So this tire has the TPMS sensor in it, and most newer vehicles do, and that's tire pressure monitoring system. That's, if you didn't know what that stood for. So what I'm going to show you today is how to change the sensor, which I'm going to replace the valve stem and the sensor because one of the sensors is bad. I think it's this one here. Now keep in mind, whenever you do this, if you don't have the programming tool, you will have to have it programmed. You can buy them pre-programmed, but you have to learn your vehicle to it. Each vehicle does it differently. I don't remember exactly how mine's done. I think it's you push the hazard button in 4 or 5 times, then you can walk around and do all the tires. And all you do is let air pressure out until the horn beeps, and then you go to the next tire. And it comes up on the dash and tells you whether it's the left front, and then it's the right front, and then it'll tell you left rear, and then right rear. I'm not sure exactly the order, but it's something similar to that. And then once the horn beeps for all of them, it relearns the whole tire system again. So, but anyway, with that said, let's get to it. Now, please take a note. You can change this on the vehicle. I like doing it personally off, but I'm going to show you how to do it while the tire is still on the vehicle. So let's get to it. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is get your vehicle jacked up, block up your tires, and get the tire just off the ground. Next thing you want to do is remove the valve and let all the air pressure out of the tire. Okay, and the next thing you want to do is you have to break the bead from the rim. And keep in mind, you do not want to be hitting it right around where the sensor is, because this is what's behind there. And you can see how big that thing is. If you're trying to reuse the sensor, you can hit it with the tooling and break it right off. All right, so you can use screwdrivers, hammers, and stuff like that. If you do it on the vehicle here, it's kind of a pain. I just recently bought one of these guys, and it's a slide hammer bead breaking tool, and let me tell you, it seems to work pretty good. So let's get this done. What you do is you put it in there, work it in, and then you work it in like 3 places. I don't know if you heard it, but the bead did pop. And let me tell you, much easier to do that on the ground, but you can see it did pop a bead. So after that, and there's the bead. All right, so you know, once you get the bead popped, you can get to the back of the valve stem, and I don't know if you're seeing what I'm seeing, but where's the sensor at? So I knew I had a TPMS sensor erroring on me. Well, something tells me it's probably this one here. So all we need to do then is just, we're just gonna cut the back side of it off and pull it through. All we need is a utility knife. And I'm gonna put this guy on here and give it a yank. And there it is, popped it right out. And you can see that there was one on there before, and it looks like it's been broke off for a long time. So now my question is it in the tire? And I don't even hear it rolling around in there, so I'm gonna say it's probably not. So something tells me someone prior to me had an error with this, and maybe they broke the stem off or something, I'm not sure. But anyway, so let's get the new one installed. Okay, so here's our new sensor. What we're gonna do is take the cap off. And this is kind of a nice little tool, it works pretty well. So wherever the valve stem is, you stick this guy up through it. I think it's called a fish. Then we're gonna screw a new sensor right to it. And this is just soapy water. We'll lube that up, spray this just a little bit. Pull this guy down in there, just like so. I don't know how well you can see that, just like so there. And then just pull on this. Just like that. And then after that, air up the tire. And I always spray soapy water on that. It helps with this bead seating again. All right, I'll finish airing it up to the full PSI here in a second, but that's all there really is to it. All right, guys, like I said, that's pretty much all there is to it. The only thing I need to finish doing is I need to relearn the system, and I don't have the programming tools. Some people do. I think my uncle or somebody in family has one. I'll probably take it to there to make sure it gets relearned. Or since this is programmed, I should be able to go around the truck with the relearned stuff in the truck. Like I said, I think it's you press the hazard button 4 or 5 times and then it puts it into learn state. But other than that, that is how you change the TPMS sensor. It's not really crazy hard. The hardest thing to do is breaking this bead. That is the hardest thing to do, in my opinion. But once you get that bead broke, it's really not that hard. So the other thing I wanted to make note is, you've seen how I put the sensor in, it was kind of back towards the rim. I did that purposely. That way if this tire, which is getting pretty low anyway, it needs changed. That way whenever they take the tire off the rim again, it doesn't hit that sensor and pop it off. I'm assuming that's what happened prior, I don't know. But all right, with that said, please hit that like and subscribe button, and until next time, take care.